welcome back to another episode of We Rebuildz. Hey, today what we got going on is we are going to do a 3-hour drive to take the Audi S5 to the dealership. We have a couple of things that we need to get done. Number one, power steering, the power steering program. Number two, we gotta make more than likely get the clock spring program. Number three, we need Freon, so I'm gonna have them take care of the Freon as well, and whatever other small things they could do for us. So anyways, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, okay? But anyways, let's hop straight into this video and see what we could get done. Let's go. All right, so what we got to do right now, we're gonna see if we could drive the car and take it to the dealership. So it's what, 6:22 right now. I got a 3-hour drive, so let's go. All right, so we've been in an hour drive so far, an hour and 12 minutes so far with the S5. Looks like it's going good. Still got a tire light, so I need to put some air in one of the tires, and still got the check engine light. But we're going, still got like an hour and 47 minutes left, so it's going good so far. We just gotta take our time. I'm not trying to go, I'm just driving the speed limit, so just to avoid any other unnecessary things. But so far it's driving good. Remember when we removed the clock spring or changed the clock spring, so I'm a little bit off with the steering wheel. So as you can see, I'm going straight, but the steering wheel is kind of lean, so I have that to fix. So we're gonna take it to Audi, have them reprogram that power steering for us. Hopefully it can, because this is a used power steering. So I might stop in the next, say, 15 minutes to see if I could stop at a gas station just to give the car a little bit of time to cool down. But I mean, we've been driving it for an hour and a half. I got the Ford Escape in the back on its way too as well, so we're just taking our time. So we'll catch y'all at the gas station. All right, so we 2 minutes away from the dealership, so we made it. I did get the other 2500 RPMs, so I switched out another camshaft sensor. So the only thing I'm thinking is maybe the turbo pressure sensor, and that's like one of the MAF sensors that's probably causing this issue. So if not, then we have bigger issues. So once I get there, then we'll figure out what else is going on. But first, I'll just let them know, just to think about just the program, the power steering first, and then see what happens, and then we'll do the rest of the things after. All right, let's go. All right, so we just talked to them. So it's probably gonna be $1,300 for them to reprogram the power steering, align the car on all the sensors, and the next thing, we're gonna get some Freon in it. So that's about it. So we're gonna leave here. All right, so we're on our way home. As you can see, we still have 2 lights, and that is for the still system malfunction. Audi couldn't figure it out. I don't know what it is, but we'll talk more about it. But I mean, it's driving good, alignment passed and all of that. So, and it builds boost. So now you can see the boost needle, because watch it, you see how it builds boost quick. So I mean, it's moving and it's doing what it's supposed to do. So we got like a few more hours left, maybe about an hour left in this drive to head home, and then we're gonna talk more. So I'll see you then. All right, so as y'all know, we end up coming back from Audi. They had the car for about 3 weeks. One of the things that I'll say, even though they had the car for 3 weeks, we did spend quite a bit. I know earlier on in the video I told y'all everything would have cost like $1,300. I ended up paying roughly I want to say like $1,900, but it did come up to more than that. It came up to like, maybe I want to say $2,200, but I ended up getting some discounts and basically brought it down to $2,100. Yes, so you see the video, or earlier in the video, you see that we had that icon up top, and down at the bottom there's the car, and then there's a icon in the middle. So what happens is every time when you start the car, it says a system malfunction code. Now with that, it's a whole nother type of troubleshooting that we're gonna have to do with that, so I'm not even gonna work. But I do have the bill. We're gonna go through everything that we did. Honestly, from basically what we started, so they did a multi-point inspection, that's for free. They did the recall on the passenger occupancy detection system, so they did the recall in that. They checked the battery. They did replace seat heater element. So all of that was done, right? Now, one of the things that I asked them to do is to reprogram the steering wheel rack, because that's the main reason why we went there. That was for $245. Alignment was $199. To put a refrigerant back in the car, because remember, we didn't have none of that in there, was $384. Additional service was after program power steering rack, drivetrain malfunction illuminated. So they did a nut after, so I guess say it says CDTR, so that was another $245. So that's when they have the drivetrain malfunction issue. And then the one that we did so many times, they end up doing change the whole wiring harness for that pressure sensor, and I'll show you guys that in a minute, everything that they've done. And they charged me for that was $863. So everything come up with subtotals, shop charge, and sales tax. Everything came up to $2,050, right? What else? Let me check. See if, yep, program, steering wheel rack, wheel, AC system, and that they said engine oil was good, battery check good, no fluid leaks. They said fluid leaks good. So I think that should be good. They repaired that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I want to say. They really did to the car. I'm trying to look if there's anything else that I got charged extra that I didn't like. Because honestly, when I got there, they gave me this whole thing of everything that they did. So so they said with parts, labor, and some other stuff, with the $863 that I paid for the wire work, they gave me like a $320 manager discount. So that, I guess that brought the estimate to $190 something. So previous estimate was like $2,000 something, and additional cost was like $7 something. So I guess that's pretty much it. And basically, and I guess this is for everything that they did, their warranty and parts and all of that. So, but yeah, this basically gives me the breakdown, everything that they did. and how much all of that cost. Now, I will say they did have the car. I want to say they did have the car for about 3 weeks, right? Because I dropped it off on a Friday, on a Thursday. They got everything done, but then the car wasn't building no boost. So what they told me was the wires, they weren't getting no signal from the wires. So it turns out all the way down into the harness, it wasn't connected properly. So that's partially, I want to say, my fault, because I should have checked that. So I'll take that one. So for them to take that whole harness out, repin, deepin all the wires, put new fresh wires in, and route it back to the ECM, then hey, had to pay that price. That's the price I have to pay to learn. But apart from that, hey, the car runs good. It has power. You see from the video how it drives and everything. So I mean, that's pretty much the rough cut. So we got the alignment done for the power. We got the power steering programming done. We programmed the clock spring. That's $500 already. We got an alignment. That's $199. So that's what, like, that's $700 already. We spent $800 on the wires for them to do all those wires. That's $1,500 already. So, and then what else did they do? I think they did something with the cameras, but they gave me the discount for that camera, for those cameras. So they didn't bother to reprogram the cameras because they realized everything was already aligned with the cameras. And I think there's something else that I'm missing. Programming, yeah. And yeah, so I mean, pretty much they took care of everything for me. Now, the only thing is, ever since they fixed the car, there's still a system malfunction code. So me telling them to reprogram the clock spring to the car, I'm thinking because the clock spring originally came out of our parts car. So that's why I'm getting that code. But I'm not gonna lie, honestly not worried about that. Finally happy to have the car back. I mean, they had it for 3 weeks. They did everything that they could. They did VIN verification. They cleared the whole system, upload a new system to the car. Nothing changed. They did the same thing again, upload a new system. They tried 3 different VINs to see if that's gonna fix the issue. Nothing worked. So, and every time it just kept saying it's active. What I need to do is find my scanner and show y'all that. But I'll probably do that in the next episode. But that's all I spent. $1,930. Everything came up to, without a discount, I would probably be paying roughly over what, $2,000 and maybe $100 for everything. So that is done. The car is ready. It drove good. I drove it 3 hours from here to the dealership. And once I got to the dealership, the car went into limp mode once we stopped for gas. And I didn't, and I think I talked about that earlier in the video. We did had to drive slow, or we could still go about 70, but we just couldn't. The car didn't have enough power to. If I needed to accelerate, it wouldn't build no boost, wouldn't go nowhere. So that was the issue. So now I'm thinking maybe all of that issue came from that turbo pressure sensor, because that turbo pressure sensor is not sending the correct signal. That caused me to have a camshaft issue, or camshaft sensor 2 thinking that this was bad, and it wasn't bad, because after that, and Audi was done with it, I drove it 3 hours back here and it ran good. The only thing, I had a check engine light when I was like 45 minutes out. Come to find out, it was like, I think the exhaust thing was open, or it was stuck open. So that probably could be the reason why, to how I was driving on the road per se. But hey, it's done. So that is one chapter that is done. I'm happy that it's done. The next thing now, what we gotta do is see what's next to do. So next thing I'll probably hop into that clock spring, figure out that system issue. But anyways, happy to have the car. Stay positive, stay motivated. Don't forget your haters are your biggest motivators. Because if we followed them, the Audi wouldn't be here right now. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Let's go.